Well, hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us on Logistics Executive TV in the turbulent times of tariffs. And today we are talking tariffs and trade relations and impact by Tom Jensen. Tom is the General Manager of Freight Policy and Operations at Freight and Trade Alliance, our folks, good friends in Australia, FTA, Freight and Trade Alliance. Hey, Tom, thanks for joining us. Where are you today?
Hi, Kim. Thanks for having me. I'm based in Brisbane, so nice and sunny today.
So, Tom, let's have a bit of a chat about what you think is happening in terms of impacts. I know you deal extensively with sea trade, but also air trade, ocean and air in Australia. Tell us a little bit about what you're seeing in the early stages here of impacts for Australia and ramifications.
Yeah, well, as everyone would know, for Australia, we've been hit with a 10% tariff by the US. So any exports going to the US have been hit with that 10% tariff effectively as of last month. And basically, that's continued on despite Trump putting in a 90-day pause. He only put a pause in on the tariffs that were above 10% and reduced those down to 10% for 90 days. What the 90 days is going to do is effectively likely do what happened early last year when Biden announced some tariff changes, where he gave them time to deal with that. So with the 90-day pause, it means that some shippers will start front loading if they can, if they've got time within that 90 days to get the goods over to the States before those tariffs increase once again. So what that'll likely do is draw shipping lines' attention to that particular trade lane, and they'll see that demand will increase in that trade lane, and they'll try to get their vessels in there. So what that could mean for the Australian market is that shipping lines might take their attention away from the Australian market, and if they're short on vessels, then that might pull vessels out of the Australian market, impacting our chance of supply into our market. So that would drive rates up as well. So we are already seeing a bit of a rate uptick. So the last 2 weeks, there's been a number of shipping lines announcing rate restorations, and they've seemed to push some of those through. And those last 2 weeks, we've seen a 4.5% increase globally in sea freight rates. Well, prior to that, year to date, we'd seen 45% decline in rates. So the demand hasn't been there, but this is obviously disrupting the market and causing shipping lines to be able to make that demand, that wane in demand, surplus to need, and basically they're supplying higher rates to suit the trend in the market at the moment.